I'm gonna teach you how to train for maximum performance when you're training alone, all in your lonesome, and we're gonna start right now. So what does it mean to train alone? Yes, we can clearly understand you're training by yourself, but it means you're training by yourself for 4 to 5 days in a row, all of the time, very seldom with an actual partner, without a training partner. And this might happen with people who work third shift. This might happen with individuals who are training in their garage or down in a dungeon in their basement, and they don't have anybody who can actually train at their level. So if you're working third shift, you go to commercial gyms early in the morning and there's no one there, or you're training in your basement, in your backyard, in a shed all by yourself, that means that you're training alone. So why does training alone suck? So that first key reason why training by yourself sucks is that you lack support. One of the best things is going into the gym with a training partner, having that training partner that holds you accountable. And that leads to that second key factor. If I've got a training partner and I come into the gym and we're ready to smash it and we see 2 other people who we want to train with, now we've got a community of people who want to get swole. And when you've got a community of people who want to get swole, now you have more support. And that takes us into the third key factor, is that your training partner or your community can lead to having a good technical eye. If my training partner is telling me, yo, your squat sucks, your bench technique's terrible. Maybe if we're doing weightlifting movements like a snatch or clean, they can help me improve my overall movement pattern. And now that takes us into the fourth and fifth reason why training by yourself sucks, is that you don't have a spotter. So now if I don't have a spotter who's standing behind me, who's helping me or standing over top of me while I'm benching, it makes it easy to quit. So now I might push a little bit less, and instead I get to this point, I'm like, I'm just gonna rack it. I really don't need to push anymore. And when that starts to happen, training can really start to plummet. So when we quit early in training, then it's easy to stop showing up. We don't have that sense of accountability. Back in the day, if I wanted to show up to training and I was training with my older brother or my clan of high school bros, I knew I had to show up because they were gonna be there. And they also knew that they had to show up because I was gonna be there. And that creates that sense of accountability. And then that also leads to being able to push yourself a little bit more because you've got that group support. And then this leads to some reasons to just get tired and lost in my cell phone. When I get lost in my cell phone, I'm just gonna have my scroll brain where I'm just gonna sit on Instagram instead of actually training hard. And then in turn, that leads to sad boy feels. When I have sad boy feels, then I'm not gonna train harder, and then my results will suffer, and I'm probably gonna cry and blame everybody else. And if you want it, training alone will make you hard, and not that kind of hard. That hard's for later on in the episode here. But training alone does make you hard because you have to focus on what you want. You have to focus on how much you want it and what kind of focus you're gonna put into your training. Training alone can dramatically improve your body awareness and your overall perception of what's going on around you. It can lead to a great improvement in your perspective. When you're training by yourself, it keeps real. All that matters is your thoughts and your positive efforts that you put into training. It will ignite an I will show the world attitude. When I first started training again, after I had my first kid, Lincoln, he would sit in his baby seat napping early in the morning, and we would drive to the shot circles while he was napping. I'd get out, train by myself, and I wanted to prove to the world that I could PR. I could PR with my son sleeping in my old Subaru Forester. And that type of motivation is special when you're really trying to accomplish something cool. It makes training with other people that much more fun. It forces individuals to find hacks and little methods that they can internalize and use when they have days that they don't feel that motivated. Typically, people who train by themselves also compete really well because they're internally motivated. They know what drives them. They're used to not having anyone around them other than their own brains and their crazy thoughts. It also forces athletes to focus more on hypertrophy work because they lack spotters. They're gonna be doing higher rep training. They can't push themselves as crazy with super intense loads. So in turn, they're gonna do a little bit more standard bodybuilding work. And just like it's essential to gain size and gain muscle mass inside of the weight room, it's also that important to improve your size and strength in your relationship. And that's why I recommend checking out today's sponsor, Roman. We all want to have that extreme confidence and readiness to perform at a moment's notice. But unfortunately, erectile dysfunction can really get in the way. In fact, over 52% of men suffer from ED, but Roman is trying to change that. Roman is a digital health clinic for men that allows you to be evaluated, diagnosed, and receive treatment for ED, all from the comfort of your own home. They will connect you directly with a licensed US healthcare professional for a free telehealth consultation, and if appropriate, the provider will find the treatment that is right for you and prescribe effective medication. The entire process is super easy. So if you think this is something that will help you, head over to getroman.com/garagestrength and get your free consultation today. And by using our link, you'll get $15 off your first month of ED treatment. Again, that's clicking on the link or heading to getroman.com/garagestrength. Now that we have you ready to perform in the most intimate of moments, let's get back to our video where we'll teach you how to perform at your absolute best all by yourself. So what are some step-by-step processes to make training all by your lonesome a little bit easier? Yeah. Create a clear routine every single day, writing in your journal. And even if you struggle with accountability, create a posting schedule on social media. Use social media as a community building tool. It's one of those awesome things about cell phones. We can post on there, we can see what other people are doing, and we can talk to other athletes and individuals that are struggling with the exact same things that we're struggling with. And I even recommend when you get into the gym, you take out your planner, you look at your clear routine for the day, and you look at what are my program goals for today. I wanna write down what I'm hitting for each and every set, for each rep. And I wanna write down what my goals and cues are gonna be as I make progress through that workout routine. I even recommend using your cell phone to film any of your lifts that might be over 85%. But the key factor here is to put your phone in airplane mode. If you're in airplane mode, no one's gonna bother you. You won't get distracted. All you're gonna use it for is that tool to play music or to track your videos. Speaking of music, I even recommend using 3 to 4 training days where you're blasting music until your ears bleed. I also recommend 1 to 2 days a week where you don't play any music at all and you're just listening to your own crazy thoughts. Or one of the things that I love to do, especially here at Garage Strength, is play crazy psychedelic music or crazy dance trance music that's super, super deep. And it forces people to block out that music and just focus on their internal motivation. One of the things that people lack, that a lot of athletes lack, is they have to listen to a specific type of music. They have to have a specific song on the stereo while they're going for a big lift. But this can potentially be a weakness, especially when you're getting into a competition, and that specific song might not be playing. Focus on specific rituals before every single gym session. I recommend making that a consistent theme. If you have those specific rituals, I'm gonna put my shoes on this way, I'm gonna go about my routine prepping for my training session, it'll make things a little bit more habitual when you're training all alone. I also recommend at least once a month, if you train by yourself, try to find a gym within an hour or an hour and a half that you can go train at and really get motivated in a larger group setting. And one of the major keys is that you should 100% find a professional coach that can help you with your periodization and help you with your technique and help you make progress through your training system. A lot of individuals who train by themselves think they know it all. And one recommendation that I can make is to have someone else that you can check in with to hold yourself more accountable. So we talked about why training by yourself sucks and it can be really, really impeding on your overall physical success. We also talked about why it's absolutely phenomenal and can actually help you burst through some crazy plateaus and become a world-class athlete. And if you want more discussion around this topic, you can click on the link down below in our description, head over to our podcast, Master the Sport, where we dive deeper into this even further. And if you want some of these sweet bands, head over to garagestrength.com and pick up our POWERLASTICs today. Because remember, freaks, if you want to become a champion, you've always got to cultivate your power. Peace.